F3, E4. Hello improvers! So today I decided to challenge myself to learn to play chess blindfolded. Just a heads up, I'm a terrible chess player, I'm mediocre at best, I'm rated around 1100 on Chess.com, and I only play bullet, yes, I'm guilty. So there are two reasons why I decided to attempt that. So first of all, I just always had this dream that I could close my eyes and play a full game of chess from start to finish. And I don't know, I just think it's awesome. The second reason is that I want to improve in chess. So I've been playing bullet for a while. I think that's definitely not the way to learn and not the way to improve. Then I started playing a little bit of puzzles and I enjoy that a lot, but I feel that I'm nearing my ceiling. And I think the next thing that I need to do in order to improve is I need to improve my calculation ability, my ability to visualize the moves in my head. And so learning to play blindfolded chess is exactly directly targeting this thing. Like any other good YouTube challenge, mine is going to have a set of poorly defined and vaguely motivated rules. The first rule is going to be that I'm only going to spend 30 minutes a day on this challenge. And the second one is going to be that I only have 30 days to learn to play blindfolded chess. There are two reasons for those restrictions. Firstly, I want to push myself to be as efficient as possible when I try to learn this skill. Secondly, I want to give you a realistic estimate of whether or not it is possible to learn to play blindfolded chess in a fairly restricted and reasonable time frame. And lastly, without those restrictions, there's a chance that at the end of the challenge I'm gonna find myself an old homeless man who has nothing in life other than his ability to play blindfolded chess. So I need some safety precautions. So this is the setup I'm gonna use for my blindfolded games. I'm using lichess.org, the blindfolded mode, but I modified it so that there is no board at all. So I can enter my moves here, let's say a7, a6, and the move is, oops, I pressed something. The move is displayed here. Our opponent's moves are displayed here, and there's no board at all. In contrast, this is how the blindfolded mode on lichess.org and on chess.com as well. This is how it looks by default, and there's no way to remove the board, and I feel this is not really a true blindfolded chess experience because you don't have to represent the whole board in your head, and that's just cheating in my opinion, and that doesn't really work towards my dream of being able to close my eyes and play a game of chess from start to finish. If you want a tutorial on how to set that up, click on the link in the description. And with that being said, let's jump into the game. E3. Okay. Alright, I realize that you probably won't enjoy watching 20 minutes of me groaning and mumbling to myself, so here are the highlights from the game. E5, D4. D4 attacks E5, I think. I'm gonna eat it. ED? Okay, is it a move? Okay, good. Oh my god. We just lost 3 minutes. It's pretty terrible. Okay. Queen F3. What does it mean? Hmm. F3. It is. It is attacking that pawn. F3. E4. D5. C6. B7. So B8. C6. All right. We made a move. Bishop to C4. So I think this F3, it's kind of threatening the scholar's mate. So the computer threatens this scholar's mate. Okay, let's move the knight from... Okay. Okay. I think my pawn still can take something. What is it? E3, I can take E3 still, right? D4, E3. So we took 2 pawns. There's like there's a knight and then the king. The queen is there. The bishop is on C something. C4. We're gonna eat a pawn on F2. And it's a check, yeah. Alright, now we should be able to castle, right? Rook to D1. It's attacking my king. Oh, my queen. Can I even protect it? Okay, I think we lost. I think we lost. All right, well, the first game is over. I would say it's a complete disaster. Let's go through it again real quick to see what was actually happening. So here I did understand what was going on. Because I was more or less confident that I can imagine what is going on the board. So here I got really scared. So I knew that this is threatening. I mean, there's no threat right now, but I knew that the scholar's mate could be made here. But I also thought, and I spent a lot of time calculating whether or not the queen attacks the b7 square, and I just thought I just forgot that there's a bishop on c8. So I thought I must move this knight, and that otherwise the queen is just gonna take this pawn and then take the rook, and I'm not gonna be able to do anything, which was quite silly, I would say. But yeah, well, in any case, I decided that I must move the knight, so that's what I did. The next thing was this bishop move, and this is the only part of the game that I think I'm mildly proud of, because I realized that now there is indeed a threat of mate in 1, so I decided to move the knight to protect myself. I didn't know what the computer was actually doing. It's extremely weak. It just makes random valid moves, more or less. So yeah, I realized that I can take another pawn, so I decided why not. I don't want to overcomplicate things. And here, the computer made this mysterious move, moved the knight to h3 for some reason, and I was trying to calculate. At this point, I kind of forgot what was going on the board already. I thought there was a knight before the king. I didn't realize that my pawn can actually just take the knight. I thought the pawn was, right under the knight. So I guess I forgot that when my pawn took this pawn, that it also changed the vertical file, not only the horizontal file. So yeah, I need to learn a little bit about pawn movement, apparently. So instead of just taking the knight and gaining a huge advantage, I just took a pawn. And I thought about it for forever. And here I started forgetting what was going on completely. I was not sure what to do. I decided to just develop something. I pushed the pawn. I was thinking that it would actually make room for the bishop. So the computer made some inconsequential move, or so it seemed to me. So I decided to move the bishop as I planned. And here actually you're witnessing the worst mistake of the game. So, but the mistake is going on in my head. So the problem, I think I kind of forgot what side I was on or something. So I thought that when I move this bishop, I free a free the path for the king to castle, but it was obviously not the case. And so then they moved the rook. I completely misunderstood what was happening. I thought the rook was moved here, and also for some reason I thought there was a queen before. Yeah, I completely. So these two files, they kind of got messed up in my head. So I thought I was losing here, and I couldn't find the move at all. I was trying to. At some point I realized that there was a bishop before the queen, even though it was completely irrelevant because there's also a pawn. But I was like, okay, the queen is behind the bishop. I'm starting to lose in time. I just need to do something. I decided to move a pawn, even though I thought that I can castle, but I couldn't make myself castle because, well, obviously it actually doesn't work. So they make another move, and here I just try to castle again and again and again. It doesn't work, and I lose. So I think, in all fairness, I should have resigned right here when I started not realizing where the things are. But I guess I didn't know that I didn't know. So yeah, yeah. Basically, around this time, move what is it? Move 8 is where I completely lost track of the game, and I started losing track of the game on move 6. So I guess that is the conclusion. That is our starting point. Well, so that's where we are right now. There's obviously a lot of work to be done in order for me to learn to play blindfolded chess. We only have 30 days and 30 minutes per day. So I hope I can do better than today. I start feeling a little bit pessimistic, to be honest, but I will do my best. I'm gonna try to be as efficient as possible, and we'll see what happens.